If you're over 70 and you notice cold feet, leg pain at night, numbness, or weak circulation, listen carefully. Eating a small handful of walnuts before bed can help improve blood flow naturally while you sleep. Walnuts support nitric oxide production, reduce inflammation inside blood vessels, and help arteries relax at the exact time your body enters repair mode. As we age, blood vessels become stiffer and narrower. This reduces oxygen delivery to the brain, heart, and legs. The problem is not just aging, it's declining blood vessel function. The good news is that walnuts contain omega-3 fatty acids and polyphenols that directly support the inner lining of blood vessels, helping circulation even in older adults. Eating walnuts before bed supports nighttime blood vessel repair by supplying the body with specific nutrients that directly influence how blood vessels function during sleep. As we age, the inner lining of our blood vessels, known as the endothelium, becomes less responsive and more vulnerable to inflammation and oxidative stress. This endothelial dysfunction is a major reason blood flow slows down after the age of 70. Walnuts are uniquely positioned to address this problem because they contain a rare combination of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, polyphenols, and antioxidants that work together to protect and restore this delicate vascular lining when the body is in its natural repair phase. During sleep, the body shifts its priorities away from digestion and movement and towards cellular maintenance. In this state, blood vessels undergo quiet but essential repair processes. Walnuts provide alpha-linolenic acid, a plant omega-3 that has been shown in clinical nutrition research to improve endothelial flexibility. When the endothelium becomes more flexible, blood vessels are better able to expand and relax, allowing smoother blood flow without forcing the heart to work harder. This is especially important for older adults who experience nighttime leg discomfort, cold extremities, or reduced circulation to the brain. What makes walnuts particularly effective at night is their impact on inflammation. Low-grade chronic inflammation stiffens arteries over time, narrowing their ability to deliver oxygen efficiently. The polyphenols in walnuts help neutralize inflammatory signals inside blood vessels, reducing oxidative damage that accumulates during the day. When this inflammatory burden is lowered at night, the body can focus on repairing microdamage within the vessel walls instead of constantly fighting irritation. This is one reason consistent walnut consumption has been associated with improved vascular markers even in later life. There is also a critical connection between walnuts and nitric oxide signaling. Nitric oxide is the molecule that tells blood vessels to relax, and its production naturally declines with age. Walnuts support nitric oxide availability by protecting it from breakdown and by improving the responsiveness of endothelial cells. When nitric oxide signaling improves overnight, circulation to the legs, heart, and brain becomes more efficient by morning. This explains why some older adults notice warmer hands and feet or reduced morning stiffness after adopting this habit regularly. Another often overlooked benefit is how walnuts interact with sleep biology. Walnuts contain compounds that support melatonin production, helping stabilize the sleep cycle. Deeper, more consistent sleep enhances vascular repair because growth and repair signals are strongest during uninterrupted rest. When sleep quality improves, blood vessel regeneration becomes more effective, creating a reinforcing cycle where better sleep improves circulation, and improved circulation further supports restorative sleep. Portion control is essential for this benefit to work. A small handful, typically 4 to 6 walnuts, is enough to activate these biological pathways without stressing digestion or blood sugar regulation. Heavy meals at night divert blood flow to the digestive system and counteract vascular repair. Walnuts, when eaten alone and in moderation, provide concentrated nutrition without metabolic strain, allowing the circulatory system to remain in a healing state. This approach does not force the body to change. It supports processes already built into human biology. Even after 70, blood vessels retain the ability to respond to nutritional signals. Walnuts act as a quiet messenger, delivering the message that the environment is safe, nourished, and ready for repair. Over time, this simple habit can help preserve vascular integrity, support steady blood flow, reduce the everyday symptoms that many people mistakenly believe are unavoidable parts of aging. Improved nitric oxide availability plays a central role in restoring natural blood flow, especially in adults over the age of 70. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule produced by the inner lining of blood vessels that tells arteries when to relax and widen. When this signal is strong, blood moves smoothly, oxygen reaches tissues efficiently, and the heart does not need to overwork. With aging, nitric oxide production declines, and even when it is produced, it is often quickly broken down by oxidative stress. This silent loss is one of the main reasons circulation weakens over time. Walnuts support nitric oxide activity in a way that aligns with the body's natural biology. They do not artificially stimulate blood vessels. Instead, they protect and enhance the body's own signaling system. The alpha-linolenic acid and polyphenols found in walnuts reduce oxidative stress in blood vessels, which preserves nitric oxide and allows it to function longer. When nitric oxide remains active, arteries respond more effectively by relaxing at the right time, improving blood delivery to the brain, heart, and lower limbs. This process becomes especially important at night. During sleep, the nervous system shifts into a restorative state, and blood pressure naturally lowers. In this environment, nitric oxide signaling becomes more efficient because the body is no longer responding to daytime stressors. Supporting this process with walnuts before bed creates favorable conditions for blood vessels to recover their responsiveness. This is not about forcing dilation, but about restoring balance to a system that has gradually lost sensitivity. Many age-related circulation symptoms are directly linked to reduced nitric oxide signaling. Cold hands and feet occur when small blood vessels fail to open properly. Nighttime leg pain and cramping often reflect poor oxygen delivery to muscle tissue. Mental fog and morning fatigue can be signs of reduced cerebral blood flow. By supporting nitric oxide pathways, walnuts help address the root mechanism behind these issues rather than masking symptoms. Another critical factor is the relationship between nitric oxide and endothelial health. The endothelium is the thin cellular layer lining blood vessels, and it is responsible for producing nitric oxide on demand. Inflammation and oxidative damage impair this function over time. Walnuts help calm inflammatory signaling within the endothelium, allowing these cells to regain their ability to produce and respond to nitric oxide. When endothelial cells recover, circulation improves in a measurable and sustainable way. There is also an important metabolic advantage to using walnuts rather than sugar-based or processed foods. High blood sugar spikes rapidly reduce nitric oxide availability by increasing oxidative stress. This is why sugary snacks at night can worsen circulation by morning. Walnuts, on the other hand, have a low glycemic impact and provide healthy fats that stabilize metabolic activity. This allows nitric oxide signaling to remain uninterrupted during sleep, when vascular repair is most active. Consistency matters more than intensity in this process. Nitric oxide pathways respond to regular, gentle support rather than sudden interventions. A small nightly portion of walnuts reinforces these signaling pathways day after day, allowing gradual improvement in vascular responsiveness. Over time, arteries become more adaptable, blood flow becomes steadier, and the strain on the cardiovascular system decreases. What is often underestimated is how responsive aging blood vessels still are. Even in later decades of life, the endothelium retains the ability to improve its function when oxidative stress is reduced and proper nutrients are supplied. Walnuts serve as a practical and accessible way to deliver these nutrients in a form the body recognizes and uses efficiently. Supporting nitric oxide in this manner respects the body's natural rhythms and works with its repair systems rather than against them. This is why improving nitric oxide availability is not a short-term effect, but a foundational strategy for long-term circulation health. By protecting the signaling molecule that garners vessel relaxation, walnuts help restore the smooth, responsive blood flow that the body depends on for energy, warmth, clarity, and resilience, even well beyond the age of 70. Chronic inflammation is one of the most damaging forces acting on aging blood vessels, and it often progresses silently for years before symptoms appear. As people move past the age of 70, low-grade inflammation becomes more persistent, causing arteries to stiffen and narrow. This stiffness reduces the ability of blood vessels to respond to changing demands for oxygen and nutrients. What many people experience as normal aging cold extremities, leg discomfort, slower walking speed, or fatigue, is frequently the result of inflammation-driven vascular damage rather than age alone. Inside every blood vessel is a delicate inner lining that must remain calm and flexible for healthy circulation. When inflammation is present, this lining becomes irritated and dysfunctional. Immune cells release inflammatory signals that damage the vessel wall and increase oxidative stress. Over time, this leads to microscopic injuries that reduce elasticity and promote plaque formation. The result is restricted blood flow and higher cardiovascular strain. Reducing this inflammatory environment is essential if arteries are to regain even part of their youthful responsiveness. Walnuts play an important role in this process because they contain bioactive compounds that directly influence inflammatory pathways. Their polyphenols and omega-3 fatty acids help shift the body away from a constant inflammatory state. Instead of suppressing the immune system, these nutrients help regulate it, allowing inflammation to settle to levels that support repair rather than destruction. This distinction is critical, especially for older adults whose immune systems are already more sensitive. One of the most compelling aspects of walnuts is their ability to reduce oxidative stress within blood vessels. Oxidative stress fuels inflammation by damaging cellular structures and triggering defensive immune responses. The antioxidants in walnuts neutralize reactive molecules before they can injure the vessel lining. When this damage is reduced, the body no longer needs to maintain a constant inflammatory response, giving arteries an opportunity to recover flexibility. This effect becomes particularly valuable during sleep. At night, the body naturally lowers inflammatory activity and shifts toward tissue repair. Providing anti-inflammatory nutrients during this window enhances the body's ability to rebuild and stabilize blood vessel walls. Instead of waking up with stiff arteries and sluggish circulation, the vascular system begins the day in a calmer, more responsive state. Many people underestimate how much overnight inflammation influences how they feel in the morning. Inflammation also disrupts communication between blood vessels and the nervous system. Healthy arteries respond quickly to signals that regulate blood pressure flow. When inflammation is present, this signaling becomes delayed or blunted. Walnuts help restore this communication by calming inflammatory noise within vessel walls. As signaling improves, blood flow becomes smoother and more precisely regulated, reducing stress on the heart and improving oxygen delivery to tissues. Another important consideration is that chronic inflammation accelerates the aging of blood vessels by promoting calcium deposition and plaque instability. These changes increase the risk of clot formation and sudden circulation problems. By lowering inflammatory signaling, walnuts help stabilize the vascular environment, making blood vessels less reactive and more resilient. This stability is essential for long-term cardiovascular protection, especially in later life. What makes this approach practical is its simplicity. Inflammation does not require aggressive interventions to improve. It often responds best to consistent, gentle nutritional support. A small daily habit can gradually shift inflammatory balance in a healthier direction. Over time, arteries exposed to lower inflammatory stress maintain better structure and function even in advanced age. Perhaps the most overlooked aspect of inflammation is that it is reversible to a meaningful degree. Aging does not lock blood vessels into a permanently inflamed state. When the inflammatory burden is reduced, the body's innate repair mechanisms re-engage. Walnuts provide signals that the environment is supportive of healing rather than stress. This allows the circulatory system to move away from survival mode and toward maintenance and preservation. Protecting aging arteries from chronic inflammation is not about chasing quick fixes. It is about restoring conditions under which blood vessels can function as they were designed to. By lowering inflammation, supporting antioxidant defenses, and calming immune overactivity, walnuts help preserve arterial flexibility and protect circulation. This process works quietly, steadily, and in alignment with the body's natural rhythms, offering meaningful support for vascular health well beyond the age of 70. Sleep quality has a profound and often underestimated influence on circulation health, particularly in adults over the age of 70. During deep sleep, the body enters a state in which repair and restoration take priority over activity and alertness. Blood pressure lowers, stress hormones decline, and blood vessels are given the opportunity to recover from the strain of the day. When sleep is fragmented or shallow, this recovery window is shortened, and blood vessels remain in a stressed state. Over time, poor sleep contributes to weakened circulation, increased inflammation, and reduced vascular flexibility. Walnuts support sleep biology in a way that directly benefits blood vessel recovery. They contain natural compounds that contribute to melatonin regulation, the hormone responsible for setting the body's internal sleep rhythm. When melatonin levels are stable, the body transitions more easily into deep sleep stages, where vascular repair is most active. This improved sleep depth allows blood vessels to relax fully, increasing nighttime blood flow to tissues that are often undersupplied during the day, such as the legs and peripheral extremities. There is also a close connection between sleep and endothelial function. The endothelium depends on uninterrupted rest to regenerate and maintain its ability to regulate blood flow. During deep sleep, endothelial cells increase the production of protective factors and reduce inflammatory signaling. Walnuts enhance this process by providing nutrients that support cellular repair without stimulating digestion or raising blood sugar. This allows the circulatory system to remain in a restorative state throughout the night. Sleep disruption interferes with the body's ability to regulate blood pressure effectively. Poor sleep keeps the nervous system in a heightened state of alert, causing blood vessels to remain constricted even at rest. Over time, this contributes to persistent vascular tension and reduced circulation. By improving sleep quality, walnuts help calm the nervous system, allowing blood vessels to return to a relaxed baseline. This relaxation improves blood flow efficiency and reduces cardiovascular strain. Another important factor is oxygen delivery. During restful sleep, breathing patterns become slower and more regular, allowing for better oxygen exchange. Improved circulation during this time ensures that oxygen reaches tissue efficiently, supporting cellular repair and energy production. When sleep is insufficient, oxygen delivery becomes less consistent, and tissues experience subtle stress. Supporting sleep with walnuts helps maintain this oxygenation process, contributing to better tissue health and vascular resilience. Sleep also influences metabolic regulation, which has a direct impact on blood vessels. Disrupted sleep increases insulin resistance and inflammatory signaling, both of which impair circulation. Walnuts, when consumed in moderation before bed, have minimal impact on blood sugar and help stabilize metabolic activity overnight. This metabolic stability supports blood vessel health by preventing the inflammatory spikes that interfere with vascular repair. The relationship between sleep and circulation is cumulative. One night of poor sleep may not cause noticeable damage, but years of disrupted sleep gradually weaken vascular function. Similarly, consistent improvements in sleep quality can lead to measurable benefits over time. By supporting melatonin production and deep sleep, walnuts contribute to a nightly environment in which blood vessels can consistently recover and adapt. It is important to recognize that sleep-driven vascular repair remains possible well into later life. Aging does not eliminate the body's ability to benefit from restorative sleep. It simply makes that sleep more essential. When sleep quality improves, blood vessels respond by becoming more flexible, more responsive, and better protected against daily stressors. This approach works because it aligns with natural physiology rather than forcing change. Supporting sleep allows the body to do what it is designed to do: rest, repair tissues, regulate blood flow, and restore balance. By enhancing sleep quality, walnuts indirectly strengthen circulation recovery, making restful nights an active part of maintaining vascular health and overall resilience after the age of 70. The key is consistency. One night helps, but daily habits create lasting change. Even after 70, your blood vessels can respond, adapt, and improve when you support them correctly. So tonight, instead of reaching for a late-night snack that harms your health, choose a small handful of walnuts. It's a simple, science-backed step to support blood flow, protect your heart, and help your body heal while you sleep. This is how food becomes medicine quietly, naturally, and effectively.